choose who can participate. Set a delay between messages. Hide or put people in timeout. Manage messages held for review. And add moderators to your channel. Learn more. It's good to know. Okay. Thought I'm supposed to see myself. All right. Welcome to live chat. This is so cool. Hello, world. I don't have a plan for today's live chat. I am just testing. I want to be able to use this microphone, but it doesn't appear to be connecting, and I don't know what I did. There's a settings button, so perhaps I'll go there. And nope, it's not there. Well, essentially, I want this to be a way to keep myself accountable so I can walk and get my steps in. And I do like to walk and read. So today I will be reading at least a paragraph or so in this book titled The Road to Freedom, Economics in a Good Society by Joseph E. Stiglitz. He's a winner of the Nobel Prize, featuring a new preface on the 2024 U.S. election. All right. There's a table of contents and the preface. Let's read the preface. Freedom is a core human value. But many of freedom's advocates seldom ask what the idea really means. Freedom for whom? What happens when one person's freedom comes at the expense of another's? The Oxford philosopher Isaiah Berlin put it well when he said, "Freedom for the wolves has often meant death to the sheep." How are we to balance political and economic freedoms? What is the meaning of the right to vote for someone who's starving? What about the freedom to live up to one's potential, which may only be possible if we tax the rich and deprive them of the freedom to spend as they want? The right in the United States seized on the rhetoric of freedom several decades ago, claiming it as their own, just as they claim patriotism and the American flag as their own. Freedom is an important value that we do and ought to cherish, but it is more complex and more nuanced than the right's invocation. The current conservative reading of what freedom means is superficial, misguided, and ideologically motivated. The right claims to be the defender of freedom, but I'll show that the way they define the word and pursue it has led to the opposite result, vastly reducing the freedoms of most citizens. Interesting. First time I picked up this book, oh, thank you, appreciate you. I'm just testing this out, practicing, but I appreciate the feedback, and thank you for folks tapping in and seeing what's going on. And yes, I'm on my walk pad right now, trying to get these steps in, developing a little bit of a tire, trying to reduce the country's obesity rate. Anyway, so that's one book. Now I don't want to get into any copyright infringement, so I'll just leave it here. Anyway, I'm going to get off this live. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll check back in a little later. Okay, peace.